Hello students, how are you all? Today we are going to read a chapter from class 7th, An Alien Hand. Before moving further, I wish that you all are fine and studying well. The chapter which we are going to read today is Bringing Up Curry. And this has been written by Dhan Gopal Mukherjee and it has been taken from Curry the Elephant. Now this content is being prepared by Neha Bhimra, TGT English, KV OFN, Rajgir. In this video, we are going to discuss or see the summary of this chapter. After going through this summary, you all are expected to read the chapter from your book. Now let's see what happens in this story. The main character which is being introduced in this chapter is Curry. And Curry is a baby elephant. This baby elephant is just 5 months old. And it is very interesting to know that Curry's caretaker was a boy who himself was just 9 years of age. So we can see the person, the boy who is taking care of Curry himself is a kid. Now Curry did not eat much, but he nevertheless needed 40 pounds of twigs a day to chew and play with. We can see that Curry is a baby elephant which loves to eat 40 pounds of twigs a day, and these twigs he used to chew as well as to play with. Here we can see how this baby elephant is enjoying his bath. So this was their everyday routine. Every day the boy used to take him to the river in the morning for his bath. He would lie down on the sandbank while Arthur rubbed him with the clean sand of the river for an hour. So for almost an hour, Curry used to take bath. Curry used to enjoy his bath. After that, he would lie in the water for a long time. And while enjoying his bath, he used to lie in the water for long hours. Now, on coming out, his skin would be shining like ebony and he would squeal with pleasure. We can see how pleasurable this elephant is looking in this picture. After bath, he would love to sound. He would love to create sounds with pleasure. We can see two words here. One is ebony and another one is squeal. Now meaning of the word ebony is highly prized wood. Means the moment Curry used to come out of the water, it used to shine like an ebony. Ebony means wood, a shining wood. So he would shine like an ebony, and out of pleasure he used to squeal. He used to create sounds. Here we see that Curry was fond of twigs. Twigs were actually his daily diet. 40 pounds of twigs were needed for him, and he used to play and he used to chew them. Now the author would take him by the ear. Author used to leave him on the edge of the jungle. He had to go into the forest to get some luscious twigs for his dinner. Now here we can see that to collect luscious or very sweet or tasty twigs, the author had to struggle a lot. Author used to take Curry with himself. He used to leave him on the edge of the jungle and then only he used to go into the forest to get some to get some sweet and tasty twigs for Curry's dinner. Author had to first sharpen his hatchet, which took half an hour. Now first let's see what does hatchet mean. Hatchet means a small axe. See, it was not an easy job for author to collect all those luscious twigs. He had to struggle a lot. Author had to climb all kinds of trees to get the most delicate and tender twigs. Curry was very fond of the young branches of the banyan tree. As we can see that Curry was very fond of young branches of the banyan tree. He loved to have twigs and sapling. That was the only reason that author had to struggle a lot, and to get all these twigs he used to climb all kinds of trees. Now let's see an incident which occurred when author and Curry went to the jungle for the collection of the twigs. As we have already seen that author used to leave Curry at the edge of the forest, and he used to go inside the forest to collect the twigs. While the author was in the jungle, he heard calling out to him. And the moment he heard some sound, the first thought which came into his mind was that he thought that somebody might be hurting Curry. He had a thought that Curry might be in danger. So, to save him, he came down of the tree and ran very fast to the edge of the forest where he had left him. Now he looked all over, but author could not find Curry. Suddenly, he saw a black something struggling. Suddenly, he saw something which was black in color, and that black something was struggling above water surface. So he had a view of the river where he could see that something black was struggling above the water surface. This is an incident which shows how does Curry become a life savior. Then it rose higher, and it was the trunk of the elephant. Now that black something rose higher in the water, and it could be seen clearly. It is trunk of the elephant. Now looking at that trunk, the author thought that Curry was drowning. Now he was feeling helpless, and he knew it is not easy to save elephant. So he could not jump into the water, and he was helpless then. But right after author saw Curry's back rise above the water, and he pushed author into the water. In this picture we can see that back of the elephant is now rising above the water, and in hurry he pushed author also into the water. Author has also fallen into the river. He saw a boy lying flat on the bottom of the river. Now author realized that Curry wanted to save a boy's life. Author dived down again and pulled the body of the drowning boy to the surface. It was not easy for author to save the boy because the author was not a very good swimmer, and it was like becoming very difficult for him to drag that boy to the ashore. Now suddenly Curry came fast and stretched out his trunk. Author raised up his hand to catch the trunk and come out. In this way, we see both the boys were saved. So, this is how Curry became a life savior. He saved the life of that strange boy as well as of his caretaker. As we move further in the chapter, we see Curry's love for bananas. Curry was like a baby, and as we are supposed to train babies, he had to be trained. He had to be trained to be good. Otherwise, he was up to more mischief than ever. So he behaved like a baby, and it was essential, it was needed to be trained. Now, one day, somebody gave him some bananas to eat. Very soon, he developed a great love for ripe bananas. And that was the day. Since then, the bananas started to disappear. Disappearing bananas could not be found. Now, what happens one day? A long black thing, very much like a snake, suddenly came through the window and disappeared with all the bananas. In this picture, we can see the author is sitting at the window, and from the window, something like a snake comes inside, comes through the window, and takes away the bananas. Now, the author got frightened. He was much frightened because he had never seen snakes eating bananas. So it was very strange for author also. Now what author does? He went out, he saw Curry's bag disappearing in the direction of the pavilion. Author ran after him. He found him there eating bananas. See what happens? When author saw bag of curry, he thought that he might get some support from curry to find that snake. As the author was frightened and he did not want to he did not want to search that snake alone. So he thought that curry might help him, curry might support him. But what he sees, he stood still in astonishment to see Curry eating bananas. No one could believe that the bananas were being stolen by the elephant and not by the servants of the house or the author. Now, what does author do? Author went to him, pulled him by ear, and joyously took him to the parents. Now, he was instructed not to do this again. And like a child, he never did that. Here we see that Curry is a quick learner. Like babies, Curry is a fast learner. He masters all signals and sounds he is taught. So author decides to teach him two different terms and how he is supposed to act on those terms. Author decides to teach him Dhat and Mali. He wanted whenever Curry is pulled by ear and said Dhat, he should sit. Similarly, if he says Mali and pull his trunk forward, he should gradually learn that it is the signal to walk. Now, as we see, Curry is a quick learner. He learned Mali in just 3 lessons. It took him just 3 lessons to learn the Mali and how he had to respond on that term. But it took him 3 weeks to learn Dhat. As we know, for an elephant, for a bulky body, it is not easy to sit immediately. So, he had to learn that. He had to learn that for 3 weeks, and he took 3 weeks to learn that term. But gradually, he got both the terms. Another lesson to be learned by an elephant is the master call. The most difficult thing to teach an elephant is the master call because it takes generally 5 years to learn it properly. Now let's see what is a master call. The master call is a strange hissing, howling sound as if a snake and a tiger were fighting each other. And you have to make that sound, you have to make that kind of sound in his ear. It is very important for an elephant to learn the master call. It is the most important signal for him to learn because it helps him to save his master's life. The only thing to do then is to give the master call, and at once the elephant pulls down the tree in front of him with his trunk. Now, in this picture, we can see how an elephant is pulling down the tree with the roots. And such activity done by elephant is going to frighten all the animals. And this way, the life of the master of an elephant can be saved. Here is a list of questions which is given at the back of this chapter. And students, you all are supposed to do these questions after going through this chapter and going through this summary. Okay, students, with all this, we come to the end of this chapter. I hope you all enjoyed this chapter. Everybody, stay safe, stay happy, and enjoy learning. Thank you.